Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. Buckle up your seatbelts. In today's video breakdown, we have so much information to share with you all. XDC holders, listen up. If you're involved in the digital asset ecosystem right now, this is such a great time to be alive, and I'm going to blow your mind into today's video, okay? Let's set the tone. Before we get started, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. This might be a little bit of a longer video breakdown, but it is going to piece a lot together for you all, okay? Deep research like this, not a lot of people are doing, making these connections. So first, to set the tone, let's confirm a couple of things that they have mentioned to us. They have mentioned to us that in previous market cycles, the infrastructure was not ready to handle large financial institutions, transactions, and the onboarding of vast amounts of liquidity.
The crypto asset class had huge eyes on it, and the amount of sort of coverage that it got across mainstream media, plus the sheer sort of volume of interest that came into the market through that 2021-2022 cycle. I mean, looking back on it now, what's clear is the infrastructure, and by infrastructure I mean the kind of exchanges, the custodians, the service offerers that were in the market were not fit for purpose for that volume of interest.
They told us that if they did onboard into the system, the previous market cycles, the previous system, the infrastructure, the way that it was set up, the whole entire system would have collapsed.
Regulation, infrastructure, scale, kind of like top three that come to mind. I remember I was speaking to a sovereign wealth fund in Asia recently, and he was like, well, you know, if I allocated 1% to this, it would just completely blow out kind of, you know, recently, and he was like, well, you know, if I allocated 1% to this, it would just completely blow out kind of, you know, the guardrails around, you know, how much I can be in the market type of thing, right? Like if I can't actually deploy enough to make it meaningful at the moment, you know, why would I spend all of these very precious resources in terms of people and time?
They've also mentioned to us in previous video breakdowns that utilizing these blockchain technologies and these digital assets that operate within these blockchain networks is the secret sauce to making all of this work, taking it to the next level.
That's all the same, but with Impel Solution, you have a lower cost, operating cost than you would with the traditional providers, and you have your own peer-to-peer mechanism to communicate. So that's the easiest way for any existing entity to get involved. If they want to take it to the next level, our next gen solution, that's when we start adding digital assets in the messages payload for instant settlement.
We also know that institutions, large financial institutions, are interested for a fact in decentralized finance.
What would be that number 2 use case, and what you feel like the portfolio of Pantera probably has tried to target, second to that store value macro?
Yeah, I think, well, one thing we've really focused on is DeFi. Decentralized finance makes a lot of sense to us because that's really where it doesn't require frequency, throughput to the degree that exchange, transactions do, retail transactions do. And, lending, borrowing, doing everything.
And the last thing we know is that these things aren't going to get regulated out of existence, and that regulation is only going to make institutions more comfortable with adopting and onboarding themselves into this space.
Less sterling track record, but it's a hard argument to say a lot of the activity on these chains is like purely expression that's protected under the First Amendment. I think you are going to see down the road the regulation of the development and use of certain software if software really becomes the new intermediator. And the question is, well, who gets regulated under what conditions? DAOs, obviously, and decentralized organizations open a big old can of worms. But if it's a company making money off of software they maintain and that software is being used, like that's a good starting place for, and then the question becomes like, well, what does that regulatory framework look like for that type of software? And I think it's dictated by the activity the software is performing. And it doesn't have to look, but the point is, whatever it is, it's going to look entirely different in many respects than the current regulatory regime. But I think that is probably where we're ending up. And I think you're also going to see, I think the trend is towards the base protocols and the basic functioning of those base protocols being considered different enough in kind where they are not subject to that regulation. And I think that actually probably gets us to a pretty good place. And one which would engender, I think, broader participation by regulated entities like banks and financial institutions in the space, which is obviously going to be very important.
In today's video breakdown, I'm going to show you all how XDC is part of this new financial transformation, this new financial infrastructure that they are building out right before your eyes. Once in a lifetime opportunity, in my personal opinion. Again, teach his own, do your own research. So we're going to start here. I said to you all in this post, XDC has so many interwoven ties into this new financial system via the largest financial organizations in the world. Moral of the story is do not sleep on XDC at 3 cents. Reason being is because right now people don't understand what's about to happen with real world asset tokenization, bringing all of the real world assets into a tokenized form on chain, onto blockchain and distributed ledger technologies. There is going to be so much trading volume, so much TVL locked on these blockchain networks. Okay. People don't even understand why Ethereum is so much money, the value that it is, because there's this much money locked onto the Ethereum network. Well, if we go look at XDC, how much value is locked on the XDC network right now? $9 million. This is such an exponential opportunity in a moment in history. You all need to pay attention. We know, and we've heard representatives say that XDC is 10 times better than Ethereum.
One of the many projects that I got involved with was called the XDC network, which is a fork of Ethereum. But in essence, it has everything that Ethereum has, but it's everything Ethereum wants to be.
And again, I'm going to show you all how in the future, this number right here, the total value locked on the XDC network is going to supersede 55 billion. This is a freaking, I'm telling you guys right now, after I show you guys, DeFi, decentralized finance, and bringing all of these assets on chain is happening. It's happening, and they're building out the infrastructure right now, and the proof is in the pudding. I've just confirmed to you all that the previous market cycles, the infrastructure was not ready. Here is video proof of them confirming that they are building a new financial infrastructure.
Yeah, well, we've been investing since 2014 in the space, and so have seen several cycles. I mean, what's exciting right now is the amount of infrastructure that's been built. So have seen several cycles. I mean, what's exciting right now is the amount of infrastructure that's been built. There's a lot of questions on scalability, not dissimilar to the internet in 1995, 1996, when it was really slow to download anything, send an email, and what we've seen great strides in is these layer 2 solutions. How do you verify transactions better or more efficiently with zero knowledge proofs, and so that whole scaling has been built over the last few years since 2020, and that's going to enable new applications to be built and enterprises to better utilize blockchain infrastructure. So I think we're just getting to the point where we're going to see more mass adoption over the next 5 years.
Now, let me show you all how XDC is going to play a role in that. So Securitize announces $47 million strategic funding round led by BlackRock. Let's get into this. Okay, this is going to play an important role. And I'm going to show you all how BlackRock knows for a fact what XDC is. They know for a fact that they're going to be implementing it. And I'm going to show you all. Miami, Florida Securitize, the leader in tokenizing real-world assets today, announced the successful completion of a $47 million funding round led by BlackRock. The strategic investment also includes funding from Hamilton Lane, Parify Capital, and TradeWeb Markets. This investment underscores Securitize's industry pioneering efforts in digitizing capital markets with blockchain technology. The contributed capital will fuel Securitize's continued innovation and expansion as it further solidifies its position as a leader in the digital asset securities ecosystem. As a part of the investment, Joseph Colin, BlackRock's global head of strategic ecosystem partnerships, has been appointed to Securitize's board of directors. Okay, now let's pause right there just to show you guys that these individuals know what XDC is. Let's head over to Consensus. This is coming up May 29th, 31st, 2024. Joseph Colin, Managing Director, Strategic Partnerships, BlackRock. He's going to be attending this event. Well, who's the sponsor of this event? XDC Network. Okay. You cannot tell me that they don't know about this network or what it is or what it does, right? They're going to be on panel discussions and joining at the same event. So anyways, we are thrilled, back to this article, to have the support of such distinguished investors as we continue to drive the digitization of capital markets through tokenization. You guys have to understand, remember, the reason why XDC right now is 3 cents is because there's not a lot of total value locked. But when all of these assets, real world assets, come on chain and there is more trading activity on the XDC network, we are going to see this number skyrocket and we are going to see this price change. Do you understand that? Okay, check this out. It gets deeper. In our view, the transformative potential of blockchain technology to reshape the future of finance is general, and the tokenization in particular is promising. At BlackRock, we believe that tokenization has the potential to drive significant transformation in capital markets infrastructure. Our investment in Securitize is another step in the evolution of our digital asset strategy, said Joseph Cullum. We are pleased to lead this investment round alongside other participants to help foster innovation that will help meet the future needs of our clients. They're preparing for the future. This is not about the now. This is not going to happen overnight. It is going to take time. But when you see opportunities like this and the total value locked on the XDC network and who they're partnered with and what they're attempting to do, bring trillions of dollars on chain, you will understand the potential.
For blockchain, XDC network, or whatever blockchain it is that you want to talk about.
Absolutely. Good indicators for what you've just said are the size of the trade finance opportunity for blockchain, which is a couple of $1 trillion. That's an enormous opportunity. And on top of that, Citibank published a report very recently in which a couple of XDC personalities made very nice contributions. The key stat in all of that is their estimation of the size of the tokenization market, which they say will soon be worth $4 trillion. So the potential for blockchain and for tokenization as one element of that is enormous. It's so big already, and we are looking at exponential growth over the next 2 or 3 years. And if we position ourselves correctly with the right partners and we integrate the right platforms, most suitable platforms onto XDC, then we really are a sleeping giant that is in the process of waking up right now.
Securitize has built a cutting-edge infrastructure that enables what? Traditional assets to move onto the high-speed modern rails of blockchain. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and subscribe right there. That is confirmation. That's not coming from me. I'm not making this information up. I'm relaying this information. They are building an infrastructure, it says it right here, that enables these traditional assets to move from the old world to the new world over to the high-speed rails of blockchain, which enables greater transparency, immediate settlement, reduced counterparty, and so on and so forth. So they're literally telling you in their documents on their website what they're doing. Okay. Now, why is this all important? Well, we know XDC has been trusted by a wide range of platforms and established industry leaders in traditional finance. And I just showed you guys how Securitize is attempting to bring traditional assets onto the blockchain. And who is Securitize partnered with? Oh, would you look at this? BlackRock's recent tokenized US Treasury, for example, uses Securitize, which listed XDC network in its top 4 supported networks. What? Okay, do you understand what I just showed you all? I just showed you all that right now we are operating in an environment where there's only $9 million of TVL locked on the XDC network. I just showed you all how they're building an infrastructure to bring traditional assets onto blockchains. And then I just showed you all, obviously, of course, how we know that they know about XDC, okay? They're sitting on panel discussions with them. They're attending events that are sponsored by XDC Network. They're not dumb people. And I just showed you all how XDC is partnered with Securitize and BlackRock is utilizing Securitize, okay? This is not make-believe. This is not some overnight get-rich scheme. I'm not trying to shill XDC. I'm trying to show you guys the interconnected webs. It goes deeper.
It's so fucking deep.
Okay? So we know Securitize is connected with XDC. Now check this out. It goes even deeper. This is updated from April 25th, 2024. Securitize partners with Zero Hash to leverage fiat and USDC funding rails for tokenized assets. So much money and value is about to come on chain, people. People don't even, this is why they don't want you involved. This is why they're attempting to shake you out. Because they know that once the money comes on chain, XDC is not going to be 3 cents anymore. Go look at Ethereum. How much is Ethereum? It's $3,000 freaking dollars right now per Ethereum coin at 55 billion in total value locked, right? Well, if we know that they're about to tokenize traditional assets on chain and XDC is most likely going to have a big portion of that market cap or trading volume, you can assume what's going to happen to this $9 million number, right? Again, in the future, this is not going to be an overnight thing. Securitize, the leader in tokenization of real-world assets, has selected Zero Hash and the foremost crypto stablecoin infrastructure platform to power fiat and USDC funding rails for deposits and withdrawals into Securitize's cash accounts, which enable its funding portal and blockchain-based alternative trading system. Securitize has leveraged Zero Hash's fiat and USDC rails to enable investors to seamlessly on and off ramp into tokenized assets into Securitize's primary and secondary market. Zero Hash's full pack stack API and SDK infrastructure provides a compliant bridge for investors to fund or withdraw USD via ACH and wires, as well as USDC through an on-chain transfer. Do you understand that this is why in previous market cycles, the market was not ready to handle large volume and volatility because these things were not implemented? But now they are. Do you all see this? They are literally building infrastructure platforms in order to handle mass adoption. Okay, now let me even go further. So we see right here, Securitize and Zero Hash. Check this out. This is recent. This is from April 23rd, 2024. Look at the dates. 2 days after. Simplex brings fiat crypto ramps to US market via Zero Hash partnership. Simplex partnered with Zero Hash. Securitize partnered with Zero Hash. And we know Securitize is partnered with the XDC network. Whoa, what is Simplex partnered with? Would you scroll down here? And again, ladies and gentlemen, you just got to read. Let me full circle this and blow your mind. This is physical proof that XDC network is a part of this new financial system. Simplex, one of the leading fiat and crypto payment gateways, is partnering with the cryptocurrency and stablecoin infrastructure platform Zero Hash to expand the fiat crypto ramps for users across the US market. People think, again, that the United States is falling behind. They are not.
If you're trying to transfer the ownership of one of these crypto assets, so selling them, what kind of rules apply? In the US, we went from a world in which a good faith purchaser of these crypto assets basically had no protections. The UCC amendments under certain conditions are bringing protections to a good faith purchaser so that they take free. What is the rest of the world doing in this space? Well, you will be surprised to hear, particularly if you've been following more sort of the financial regulation side here in the US, that when it comes to these private law matters, what has happened here in the US is far ahead compared to other jurisdictions. So the US right now has the most advanced body of rules to do these kind of transactions. So
what does it say right here? The US market. Simplex is an EU licensed financial firm and provides for a simple and secure way to customers to convert more than 100 fiat currencies to over 160 different cryptos. What? They already know which cryptos are going to survive. I'm literally physically showing you all that they know this information. Look at this. It says Simplex is an EU licensed financial firm, and it provides for a simple and secure way for customers to move fiat into crypto. And it literally lists a specific number, 160 cryptos. Well, which cryptos are they? And let me show you all how, again, XDC is going to be one of those survivors. Top partners of Simplex include Visa, MasterCard, Apple Pay, and the platform that allows for Swift and SEPA transactions. And right down here, what does it say? The program supports instant transactions and Euro, Bitcoin, and USDT platforms such as Ledger, XTT.com, Buybox, and the XDC network have all recently joined Simplex. Boom. Just dropped the mic. They know, look at this, 160 currencies, 100 fiat currencies and 160 cryptocurrencies via this EU licensed financial firm. So they already have the cryptos listed that these individuals are going to be able to trade. Simplex, we now know, is partnered with the XDC network. Simplex just partnered with Zero Hash. Look at this. You guys see what I'm saying? Securitize is partnered with the XDC network, and they also just partnered with Zero Hash. I'm physically showing you all freaking proof that the XDC network is definitely part of this new financial system. Last but not least, just to confirm that, we can see right here, back from 2022, this is how long they've been doing this for. Nuvi Corporation announced today it has strengthened its integration with the XDC network, the global open source hybrid blockchain platform, via its integration with the XDC Foundation's Web3 browser extension wallet, XDC Pay. The XDC Pay browser extension wallet grants easy access to Web3 in the world of decentralized finance. Boom. And I just showed you guys on DeFi Llama, right? I showed you all how these financial institutions are for a fact interested in DeFi.
sort of mentioned, which I have a slightly different take on, which is, I think you said, large institutions don't like the technology that's being built. I would disagree. I think that large institutions are very enamored by the technology, and I think that there are a lot of very strong characteristics about it. There's something about a public blockchain that is ever persistent, highly redundant, always available, where you can, at any point in time, through a DeFi pool, get a price for some asset. That's very interesting. Where you can, at any point in time, through a DeFi pool, get a price for some asset. That's very interesting.
We see the TVL locked on Ethereum, and we now know, again, that in the future, this number is going to change. $9 million of TVL locked on the XDC network. This is going to be billions, 100 billion, 300 billion, so on and so forth. I'm not going to get into the trillions, but you guys just do your research on what BlackRock is and what Securitize is and how much money they're about to bring on chain in the form of traditional assets, right? Including XDC Network's own decentralized dApps to developers and XDC users. Look at how they end this, which can be installed on Google browser and is bringing the decentralized web to the mass market. Drops the freaking mic. Ladies and gentlemen, if you hold XDC, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. This is one of the best connected videos out there, showing you guys videos, showing you guys devils in the details. Make sure that you're paying attention. Do not sleep on XDC because it is 3 cents. This is not financial advice. I'm simply just showing you all how they are openly admitting that they are transforming the traditional asset class onto modern rails of blockchain technology, and how XDC is playing a major role in that. Many blessings to you guys. As always, shout out to the CYPRX researchers for dropping all this information in the chat, and I will see you all in the next video breakdown.